For a designer to get one of your products into their project, it's simply a case of clicking and dragging the image, and it loads it directly into their project. These are fairly complex objects, so it does take a little while to load. We're in plan view at the minute, so we're looking top down, and I can place that set of movable storage there. And obviously this is just in 2D, which most of us are fairly used to seeing in construction. And the beauty of Revit is that's also a 3D representation of the same thing. From that single object within Revit, you can produce your plan drawings, and your elevations, and any other other aspects you may need for your design. But concentrating a little bit more on the object itself. So this one, if I click the object, it appears in the Properties tab at the top. So we have the dynamic shade loaded. A couple of features we've included to really help aid the designers actually decide what size, what dimensions they need for their projects. If you look down this list of parameters here, these are all the different parameters that control the different dimensions within the object. So you can have these, there are quite a lot, I won't cover them all, I'll just go for the key ones. So you can have the bays to be static bay, the right static bay right-sided. So if I choose that, you should notice it adds a right-sided bay to the static right. I can also change the depth of the right-hand side bay for that right-hand side static, and change it to 800 mil, for instance, 250 mil. So it's quite a powerful tool to quickly build up their requirements directly within their projects. You can choose whether you have a static on the left or the right, and what sided they are, as well as the different bays in between each of these bays. Each of the movable bays, the mobile bays, you can choose whether that's left-sided or right-sided as well. So this is very configurable, as just been alluded to. It probably doesn't cover all the different configurations that you have available. We decided to keep it as simple as possible while still being very useful, so it's not actually slowing down the performance of designers' computers, so not getting frustrated with it. So I think it's got strong enough usability to be useful for architects, designers, but it's not overwhelming, and it encourages them to get in touch with you as well. So all that information that I showed you before on the website is also embedded in the object directly within Revit. So you have all the IFC parameters again, all the MBS general parameters, all the MBS data parameters, and all the Kobe parameters. They're all embedded, which makes these UK Level 2 BIM compliant, and that's really useful for when you are, well, contractors want BIM objects and architects want BIM objects that are UK Level 2 BIM compliant, because they'll need them to actually be able to design within those projects that require BIM. Again, fully customizable, so I can say whether I want this to be right-sided or left-sided. The right side and left side is the same as the mobile, so I'll turn this one off for left-sided. And you can change the number of shelves on the correct side. You can add extension bays to as many as you like. It does also give you a estimation of the linear storage length for all the shelves included in millimeters, obviously. I can change the base size, and I can build up. Go back to the plan view.
Just something to input to all the salesmen, because I know they're probably thinking it. You see we've just set the bay size to a 650, which obviously we don't do as a company. The problem with putting in restrictions so that you could only select company standards would have taken a lot more programming on the actual model itself, which is why it has to be listed as part of the data connected to the object and not part of the object restriction itself. So your clients and architects would essentially be able to design bays outside of our standard list, if you like, but they should be able to find the data of what can be done by the company by the data connected to the object itself. Sorry, Dan.
That's right. No, that was a great interjection. So yeah, there's a very crude, but you can see how quickly you can use a tool to include these in your projects, and the idea being make it as easy as possible for designers to include your products.